What's up, people? Everybody, John here from RBJ Creative Studio, and we're back again with the continuation of our first tutorial. So our first tutorial, we worked on a background for a church flyer, and this is how it went. This is how it turned out. This is what we got. So we paused, or we cut short the video. That's the first video, the part 1, because we had to cut it instead of making it very lengthy. So this is the part 2 of the video, and what we're going to do next is we're going to start with the text, the details and everything. So the theme for 2021 is a glorious church revived to possess the nations. That's Ephesians chapter 3 verse 21, 5 verse 27. So I have my church logo here, and first of all, church logos. If you get a logo that's a church logo from a client and it's very clean, I mean, it helps, or it goes a long way to giving your design the feel that you want. So I'll just take the logo plus an ellipse that I attached to it, right click on it, duplicate layers, the document theme 2020. So we want to take it from here to the upper room theme for 2021. You hit on OK, and automatically we'll come back to this side, and voila, there it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the details, or the church design, is going to be up here, then the detail is going to follow here, then the quotation is going to follow down here, then I think social media handles will also be down there. So what we're going to do next is just put in the details. So here's our church logo, the Church of Pentecost. So I'll choose my text tool. Shortcut for text tool is also T. There it is. You just click here, and if we are to nominate a font for the year, I would definitely go in for Gotham, because more graphic designers have been using Gotham for a while now, and this year I must say Gotham, it's either Gotham or Monstrat. Both of them, either one of them gets an award for the most used font of the year. So the Church of Pentecost, hey Charlie, the Church of. So one thing you should look at whenever you're typing the church name, you need to make sure, you see, the Church of Pentecost is very long, that if we are to type the Church of Pentecost straight just like this, I mean, it will be very long, and it's quite good although, but then look at this, very raw. But what we can do is we can type the Church of, then we can duplicate the Church of. I'm very sure you know how to do this duplicate type of thing. So we type the Pentecost here. Yep. And make sure our canneling is quite good. I think we're good with this. So one thing that we can do is either make the Pentecost quite big enough to align with the F. This is where our rulers come in. Place. So I'll just make sure I select the Church of, zoom in to the Church of, bring in the ruler just at the tip of the T and just at the tip of the F. Nice. Now we have to make sure the end or the tip of the P is touching the ruler, and the tip of the T is also touching the ruler. And as you can see here, that's exactly what we've done, and it's very simple. It's as simple as that. You don't have to add any detailed whatever to it. Just make sure you're going in for something simple. So the Church of Pentecost, something like this. We're good to go. So what we have to do next is, I think I made a mistake. I should have done that first. We need to make sure we are dividing the work into two. We make sure we are using our rulers, putting it in the middle and going according to the rulers. So we divide it vertically, then we divide it horizontally. And whenever you want to feel that this is the middle, you need to make sure you are waiting for the snap. Whenever you are using the rulers to divide your work, you make sure you wait for the snap, and that's the snap there. Yeah, so you select this whole thing, and you see the middle part, that's this side on top of the C, this side and this side. You make sure they align on the ruler, and that's our middle. You need to make sure you are aligning on the ruler. That's the main reason why you need to always get your rulers in place. Your rulers have to be in place, even with the backgrounds. For the inside church background, you see I didn't use the rulers, but then it's in the middle. Yeah, and for the green grass too, it's quite off, but then you can just shift it in place. And yeah, so you always have to make sure you are working in alignment. Everything is on point. There's nothing going out of line. And one thing we need to look at here is, you see the Church of Pentecost is white, and the background is somewhat kind of not working with the text, but then it's cool. Let's make sure we finish the whole thing before we can conclude to the final whatever. So the Church of Pentecost is a whole church as a whole, but break it down, we have Upper Room English Assembly Chronum. That's the main the church that we are doing the design for. So Upper Room English Assembly will follow. So you just drag one of these texts down, and upper room. Nice. So I'm pretty sure you've guessed what I'm about to do. We're not just going to go straight and just type the whole Upper Room English Assembly straight there. We have the upper room, then the English Assembly will follow down. English Assembly will follow down. Nice. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I've already told you about the text and the background thing, but then we'll get to it as soon as we're done with the text and everything. So the Church of Pentecost Upper Room English Assembly Chronum, would have to add Chronum to it. So I don't know about this, but this is a personal preference. I'll just put the Chronum down here. I just put the Chronum down here. Yeah, because you can't leave it out. You can't leave the Chronum out of the design. So Church of Pentecost Upper Room English Assembly Chronum. And yeah, basically what we want. So now we are left with where to put the Upper Room English Assembly Chronum. And this I just had to do this. You see, the Upper Room English Assembly is the church's name, and the Chronum is where the church is located. So we can try put the Chronum in a rectangle. Put it in a rectangle. So I'll choose red for the rectangle, and the reason why I choose red for the rectangle is because you can't hate red. Red is always red. Red is going to be always red. Red is the red we know. Red is the guy. He is the whatever. So I'll just reduce the size of the rectangle, and this thing always beats me. It's either the edge of the rectangle is aligning with the text, or the edge of the chronom, that's the K, is aligning with the text. It always beats me a lot, but then I always end up choosing the rectangle aligning with the upper text. So this is what we have now. And it looks good already. It looks good. So, not to be judgy or something, but let me try put the upper English assembly somewhere here. And you know something, graphic design, you have to be open for a lot of ideas, because you've been doing it this way, you're putting the church's name down here. Once in a while you try to put it here, try to change up, switch up a little bit. Don't just be going in for the regular thing. So, and that's what makes design, because you don't have to stick to one thing. You have to change up, switch up, do something. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure the Church of Pentecost aligns with the Upper Room English Assembly. That's it. You have to make sure you're paying attention to every detail when it comes to the text and the typography, alignment, and everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the Church of hits the top arrow, then the lower part of the Pentecost hits the arrow too, then you click on OK. So this way, as you can see, we are having an alignment here, and we have the Upper Room English Assembly aligning with the Church of Pentecost. And I think we have to do the same thing for the logo too, but I don't really know. But let's see. I think I'll just leave the logo like that. Yeah. Then after that, you have to make sure you select all of them and align them in the middle. So now you know that you don't just have to type in anything and just move on. You type, make sure you are following the alignments and everything. And so this is what we have. You need to save, Control S, save your work before any whatever comes in your way. So the theme for 2021 is a glorious church revived to possess the nations. So first of all, we will have to type in theme for 2021. So let's drag this guy here, then theme for 20. Do you know I was about to type 2020? Like, for reals? I mean, it's not only me. Definitely other designers might have encountered the same problem. We are used to typing the whole year to the extent that we still get used to typing it, but not this time around. Not this time around, because definitely you have to move on. You don't have to stay in the year and keep staying in the year and keep staying in the year. So yeah, I was just checking if my red was pure red. So theme for 2021 on a red background. Then we'll drag again, and a glorious church revived to possess the nations. You see, it's a whole lot. Let me just type it here. A glorious church revived to possess the nations. Yep. Okay. So one thing, let's get into detail here. A glorious church revived to possess the nations. You can't just type this, put it in the middle, align, and just do it like this. No. All attention is going to be drawn to a glorious church revived to possess the nations, because it is the theme for 2021 and it's the main text. It's what we want to know. It's the main reason why we're doing the flyer. The flyer is the main reason why we're doing the designs. The main reason why we're doing whatever we're doing. So we're going to break down a glorious church revived to possess the nations and make sure we're doing something creative with it. So first of all, let me just drag this guy down here for reference so that I'll just look on it. Yeah, a glorious church revived to possess the nations. Glorious church revived to possess the nations. Okay, let's just delete all these guys and be left with a glorious church. Align a glorious and open up a glorious. Yep, a glorious. Open up a glorious. You see, this is one thing you have to know. Main texts or program titles always have to get their attention and everything. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. They need to get the attention. Yeah. So a glorious church revived. So a glorious church revived. So we have revived church and revived beneath a glorious. Then we'll just come in with our alignment. So this is where everything gets to be. We're going to bring out our rulers. Make sure we're pinning down the edges. Pin down the edge of A and the edge of S. Make sure they are aligned with church. What? How about that? Church? Oh, come on. Church. Like this. So a glorious church revived to possess the nation. So lower is going to possess the. So we have to possess the. Nice. So this is what I'm going to do. To possess the is not a type of word. How should I put it? It's like it's a continuing word. It's continuing a glorious church revived to connect with the nations. So the possess or to possess the would have to be small. Then we'll come in with the nations. So the nations being the last word will have to be big too. So nations. Now, okay, let's just turn this guy off. We'll need him again. So a glorious church revived to possess the nations, and that's very nice. You see, whenever you follow the rules, you understand them and you get the chance to break them, because you need to understand the game before you can break the rules. So a glorious church revived to possess the nation. This is supposed to be the normal basic type of way, or this is what I'm doing. It's like a personal preference type of thingy. So a glorious church revived to possess the nations. Someone might be like a glorious church on the first sentence or the first line. And I mean, yeah, it depends on whoever is doing the design. It depends on how creative you're going to be. So a glorious church revived to possess the nations. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the possess the in a rectangle. That's what I'm going to do. So it doesn't look raw, doesn't look just like that, it doesn't look normal, it doesn't look all together or something. And I don't know, red and ash kind of works very well together sometimes whenever you're putting a text on the background, something like that. Yeah. And yeah, it's cool. A glorious church revived to possess the nations. Okay, glorious church revived to possess the nations. And one thing that you should know, you have to, being creative is in your own imagination. I mean, you are the only one doing the design, and you're the person thinking about it. You're the person going about the design. So you have to be very creative when it comes to it. So right now, I just figured nations with the Church of Pentecost globe, having nations on the globe too, I mean, works perfectly well. So I'm going to put a circle or an ellipse on the nations just to cover the whole or the negative space that we have there. Drag in the logo and put it on the nations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to omit the circles around the nations. So I'll just use the lasso tool real quick, just take them out. There's another way for this, but I don't know how I'm doing this. Yeah, so you hit Shift Control I for invert to delete the circle. Just hit on backspace and you're good to go. So what you're going to do is just open it. Nice. And you're good to go. Why there's okay, I think I wanted to take out the dove bar. I think it's cool. I'm just going to change the color. So I'll change the color to, no, I didn't take the background. There's an invisible white in it, so just use the magic wand to take it out and color overlay. So I'll go in for red works. I think green will work perfectly, so I just go in for green. Nice, very nice. I think the rectangle, this rectangle too can have a green, yeah, but I'll just go with the ash. So this is how design works. You don't just stick with the normal procedure. You need to, I mean, yeah, keep going. Yo, let me do this, let me do that, let me see if this will work, let me just see if this is going to work, and just so a glorious church revived to possess the nations. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a gold text for a glorious church revived nations. Yeah, so I'll just go to place embedded and bring in my gold. My gold is somewhere in the downloads because I downloaded it from Google, and it's somewhere around here. Yeah, that's it. So bring in the gold and you clip the gold into the text. That's what you're going to do. You clip the gold into the text. So clipping the gold into the text gives the text a kind of gold feel, and we all know what gold signifies. Gold signifies royalty. It signifies a whole lot. It's a whole lot. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. And plus, let me say this again, for the background right here, don't worry about it, we're going to find something to do with it. Yeah, so duplicate the gold and put it on the church revived. So you just hit on alternate and drag and just put it on top, and hit on Control Alternate plus J, and we just clipped it into the church revived, and we just drag it, put it on the nations too. And one thing that we should know, we added or we opened an ellipse onto the nations. So what we're going to do is we'll have to merge the ellipse and the nation together, just so we don't have that problem of having the O and everything. So we just clip it. Nice. So being like this, it means the green is not going to work. Okay, I think I'd have to, yeah, I think something like this would do. But if it doesn't work, I think white might work. So let's go in for white and see. Let's go in for white and see. And nah, black. I think black would do. Yeah, black would do. So a glorious church revived to possess the nations, and we have the light at the background working, but it's working against the text. So let's just finish with the whole text, and we will know what to do about the background and this thing and the text. So a glorious church revived to possess the nations. We'll add a quotation. That's Ephesians chapter 3 verse 21. I think we have a text down here already. Yeah, this guy. So Ephesians, yeah, chapter 3 verse 21, and we have chapter 5 verse 27 also here. Nice. So for the quotation, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kernel it in terms of the spacing. I'll choose medium font size for it and just kernel it, something like this, so not too much. That kind of typography feel that you're going for also adds up to the design. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, so before I go ahead or do anything else, let me just add a small finishing touch here. Just open. So the reason why I'm using an ellipse for this line is because I want the edges to be very thin. If you use rectangle for this type of line, it becomes very straight with no thin lines. But then whenever you use the ellipse for something like this, you get very thin edges at the end. So for the backgrounds problem, I have the right thing for it. I have this resource called Spotlight. Yeah, my Spotlight is kind of like a deep black type of thing, so I just hit on S and this is it, my Spotlight. I'll just drag it into the work and you see how it works. You see, this is it. This is how the Spotlight works. It gives the background some type of darker feel to reveal your texts, and it's been my savior for all these years. I've been using Spotlights whenever, if you are someone who really watches my video, if you watch my video all the time, you see I've been using a Spotlight wherever I go. I've been using it here and there, and it's very good. So we still have a problem with the Glorious, and that's where the shadows come in. And one thing, we all know, I'm very sure we all know where the problem is coming from. It's coming from the light bulb here. If you take out the light bulb, you can see the text is very well, I mean, how should I put it? It's revealing itself very good. But then if we have the light bulb in it too, it's some type of way good. I mean, it makes our background very nice, but then yeah, we'd have to work with the text. So it's two things. It's either we take off the light bulb or we put in a shadow at the on the A Glorious Church Revived. So let's lock all the gold textures that we used. Let's lock them. I think we've locked them all. So let's select A Glorious Church and go to FX, go to drop shadow, and yep, we're here with the shadow. So I'll put my opacity somewhere 74. I don't want it to be very much deeper, and for the size to somewhere around 169 to do. For the spread, not much. But then looking at this here, I think I'm thinking about taking off the light bulb because the shadows somewhat makes my work. I don't know. Let me just hit on OK. Copy the layer style, put it on Church Revived to see how it works also. So I don't know. Look at this. I wish I could say, type in the comment section if I should go with this or I should go with the light bulb out. But then I don't know. I'd have to decide before I can come up with anything. So what I'm going to do is I'll have to stick with this. Yeah. And on top of the shadows, we can add another shadow that's a black. So you have to create a new layer under all the text. So we are down at the Spotlight. We created a new layer. We've selected black here. Then we choose our brush. Then we are going to brush from A Glorious Church Revived all the way down, something like this. Then we're going to reduce the opacity for the black, whatever we did just now. And then, so we still have the light bulb in place and still get the feel of the text and everything. Yeah. So this will be what we're going for. This will be what we're going for. But then I don't know if it were to be you, what you're going to do. I don't really know. But then yeah, this is what I'm doing now. Yeah. So Perfect. Let me take off, or let me turn off the gradient map and see something just for a minute. Nice. So you see, any background works with the text. No, it has to be this way. Any text works with any background. So it works with the green, it works with the red here. That's the normal one without the gradient map, and it can even work for the blue, the one I did in the previous tutorial. So yeah, I think I would have to end here with the tutorial. The next time I'll come in with a Cinema 4D tutorial, how to start from scratch if you want to create a custom Cinema 4D text from Photoshop into Cinema 4D. I'll get that one out very soon as possible. So newsflash, I'll be adding some leaves and things, or like I don't know how the finished design is going to be, but I just wanted you people to get the idea about the background and the text and everything. So yeah guys, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, do whatever you have to do, and make sure you join the family, the creative family, because I'm here for you guys, I'm here for you. And we are getting to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Yeah, we are getting to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. So guys, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, and whatever. RBJ Creative Studio, Rabbi Bright Jones here.